Morning. It's the first Monday in November. So normally this would be the day when we do Reclaim the Sacred. Obviously this year COVID means we can't do it. We had plans to do a small version of it, but unfortunately they've fallen by the wayside as well. Which is sad. So I kind of was thinking that I didn't want to not mark the day. So I'm going to go down and do a solo Reclaim the Sacred. I'm going to just go down and do some little rituals in the city myself. So I thought I'd record it and take you down with me. I've got a little coin here. 1939 penny, which I'll use later. A little tea light with a little £2 coin stuck to the bottom of it. For the Temple of Vesta, I've got my lighter, which I often forget. I've got the little bit of David Graeber's book, just scanned in there, which is about the Bank of England, which I normally read out. So I'll read that. I think I'll probably all do it all in my head more than public ritual, but I'll take you around and I'll show you the sites, because Chris and myself found a really great place this year, and last year's Reclaim the Sacred, when we followed the path of the Walbrook, was really good. So I want to retrace those steps. So I'm going to catch the train in. I'm going to walk down to the station in about 10 minutes. So I'll take you with me and try and film the whole thing and put it together for you. So here we are. It's where we normally gather to start the day. A beautiful day for it. The Dragon on the south east side of London Bridge. Very windy today, so I hope I don't lose my hat. So I'm going to cross in. Here I am at the monument. You can see it behind me, hopefully. 212 feet high. Just in front of me is Pudding Lane, where the original fire broke out, as everyone knows, in 1666. So the square I'm now in, which is just in front of the monument. Let's see if you can see it there. Nice open space here. And previous years we've had we do the sort of form a big circle and do the Druid's prayer here. It's been led by Arthur Pendragon in previous years. So today I just thought I'd stand here and contemplate it. I mean, the monument sort of, I suppose, marks the end of the period, a new beginning, I suppose, of the period after the Great Fire of London. I think it was constructed about between 5 and 10 years after the fire. So it's kind of it marks the fire, but it kind of, for me anyway, you don't tend to think about. You think about the growth after the fire rather than the pain and the suffering that the fire caused. So that's what I'm going to think about now. So just as at the Royal Exchange Square now, the first couple of years I think when we did Reclaim the Sacred, we did a little ritual here in front of the bank basically, but since then we've discovered the Temple of Vesta around the back, and I shall take you there in a moment. So here I am in Temple of Vesta now. So Vesta, or Hestia as she was known, the Greek goddess, she was the goddess of the hearth, and one of the things about sacrifices to Hestia was that they weren't shared out afterwards, so they were just left for Hestia, which I kind of like. It's like the idea of nothing being left after the sacrifice. So the sacrifice, if you sacrifice to a god, you kind of expect something in return, but that's not what you get with Hestia. And the Walbrook, so the water, the river that's hidden underneath the City of London, it's the only river that runs underneath the City of London, runs directly under the bank here. So there's fire and water. I read a little bit about the Temple of Vesta this morning, and one thing I hadn't read before was that an idea that the chap who built it, Soane, he put it here to remind us of that things come to an end. It was it's obviously it comes from Rome originally. Tivoli is what it's called, Tivoli Corner, and obviously people in Rome didn't think their empire would end, and it did. And the idea was that this was put here to guard against hubris, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just going to light a little candle, actually. I was going to give my £2 to Hestia, but I think a better idea would be to leave that at the centre of the amphitheatre. So let me light a little candle now. My lighter. I forgot my lighter. Well, I'm going to leave it here. There's the potential for a flame. See if someone else will come and light it. Seems appropriate. Okay. So I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to head off to Guildhall. There you go. So behind me they've erected a COVID test centre directly over the Guildhall Square. The Guildhall Square sits on top of a Roman amphitheatre, and that was precisely where I was going to stand to lay my little £2 and contemplate all the stuff that went on there. So I guess the great COVID sacrifice is being made in our place. In the place of my £2 anyway. Yeah, so maybe I can find somewhere to lay this £2. I'll see if I can sneak around and do it. So they found basically when they redid the art gallery here, I think in sometime around the turn of the millennia, they've discovered that there was a Roman amphitheatre, and it's marked out on the square behind me, and the centre point is marked out too. You go visit the remnants of the theatre if you go down through the art gallery, which is just hang on, let me just show you, just behind me here, the art gallery. And I visited the Colosseum in Rome. I mean, the connections with Rome here, the Temple of Vestia, obviously the same sort of connection to Rome. I visited the amphitheatre in Rome, the Colosseum in Rome when I was a kid, about 14, and it had quite a profound effect on me. I think you can view it as like, you know, kind of like a horror movie and detach yourself, but I didn't do that. I was kind of like, it really I kind of really felt it, the sort of fear and pain and the exhilaration of the crowd and all that sort of stuff. It was quite intense, and so I did want to come here and mark that spot in the amphitheatre where the similar sort of things would have happened in London 1600, 1700 years ago. But it's not to be. Let me see if I can find a spot to put this £2 down. I think maybe on top of one of those little pollards, if I do it quite sneakily, because there's a cop shop just down here for me. There you go, that's as close as I can get. It kind of fits there though, I don't think anybody's going to notice that. Okay, so we're going to head back now to basically a little bit back towards the bank, and then we're going to follow the path of the Walbrook past the Bloomberg building, and I'll show you the way when I get there. Thank you. About coming to London is you just do find these new places every time. They're magnificent. St Stephen's Church with an altar by Henry Moore and a dome by Christopher Wren. Never been in there before, and of course we're never too far from Mulhousen. Right, let's carry on down to the river now. So the final little bit now, we're just right on top of the Walbrook, and we're just heading down now to the Thames. Let me turn you around. Coin there that I'm showing you there, let me put it in, see if I can put it in front. There you go, so it's a 1939 penny, so just from the start of the Second World War. It's almost about 7 or 8 years old or something. I mean, I've got a couple of them, but they're still pretty special to me. Thames is very full today. This is full 23 feet, including the shores. And so you can't actually see where the Walbrook goes in. I'm not sure if I was right on top of the Walbrook when I said so before. I'll look it up and let you know when I'm home. So the final bit of the day, we did this last year, is to give this to the river. Hope you enjoy the little coming along with me on this. I've enjoyed doing the day, I've got to say. It's been a beautiful day. It's kind of odd to do it without other people here.
feel like you're talking to yourself a bit, which I have been, but I feel like the hill's actually coming down. So let's say goodbye to this. I'm just going to head back over Southwark Bridge, over to the other side of the Thames, over there, walk along the embankment, past the pub. We'd normally go to the pub now, and then catch the train home.